Alright, you guys, how's it going? So, today we're going to do a oil change on the Lincoln. Like I said, I've already done one on this after I bought the car, but I've only got 30% of the oil used on this thing for the oil life meter, if that makes sense. But since this is the first oil change that I've done on the vehicle since I bought it, I'm just going to do a couple quick oil changes to make sure that I get everything out that I want. And plus I'm just really bored and I want to change my oil. So I've got her up on ramps right now. I'm trying to stay quiet because everybody's asleep because it's 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm usually working at this time. So, but yeah, so the rear wheel is chalked right down there. So park and brakes on and the transmission's in park. So yeah, so we're going to go ahead and do a step-by-step on how to change this, and this is a 2014 MKS with the 3.7, which if you have the 3.5 EcoBoost, it should be pretty much the same procedure, but just for the specifics on this. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get up underneath it and take the shield off and all that good stuff. Alright, so we're underneath the car now, and we got to take this shield off right here, which there's 4 of these little quick release fasteners for this shield that covers both the transmission and the engine, so, or at least the underside of it. So prop you guys up here, and you can usually take these off by hand, but sometimes they can get a little stuck, so you may need to use pliers or something. But so now, I'll show it to you after it's out, but there's a little clip you got to get it out of in the front. It's like a guide clip, essentially. And there you go. So, let me get my other light here so I can show y'all. So, right there's your oil filter, Motorcraft, just like it should have. And right there is your drain bolt, right in the back, which is handy. So we're gonna find out what size socket it is and go ahead and start draining some oil. So, but yeah, very, very easy to get to things, like very routine maintenance items. Very easy to get to on this vehicle, which is something I'm thankful for. But, and just like in the previous video, this is the transmission that I just serviced. So, in another 25,000 miles, I'll be cracking that bolt right there open again to drain it. So, but, and this is the clip I was talking about, right there. So, this goes into the very front of that splash shield. So, yep, I'm gonna get to the drain pan under here and find out what size socket that is, or that's gonna fit that bolt, and then we'll crack her open. Alright, so found out it's a 15mm socket, or bolt, whatever you're fancy. So I'm gonna try to get as much light as possible in here. I wish I could do this during the day, but I'm sleeping, so let's go ahead and let's see if I can pick that up. Yeah, okay. So here's your drain bolt. I'm just trying to see what you guys are seeing here. Okay, I think that's good enough for me. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Seal. If you just got done driving this, be careful because these exhaust pipes, but mine's just a little bit warm, so. She's about to go and pull. Yeah, she shoots out of there. Forgot about that part. Yep. So that's the Earl draining. But nice and dark already. But yeah, I have I was running. I'm running currently in this thing. I'm running Mobile One Advanced Full Synthetic with Arch Oil AR9100, and this is a reason why I wanted to change it so soon, was because I think that Arch Oil got a lot of extra shit out of my engine. So it's just a precautionary side of me. But I think after a couple of oil changes, running that combination and really cleaning the engine out, letting it run down the highway and everything, then it'll finally get to where I want it to be, and to where I can start doing the true, 8,000 to 10,000 mile oil change. But this thing's also doing quite a bit of stop and go city traffic, so this color doesn't quite surprise me. But yeah, it's got a lovely tint to it, but delicious. So I guess that is a handy thing about having the drain bolt here is on the back and having it on ramps, is that you ensure all the oil's coming out. So, which is a nice little touch. So now what we're going to do is we're going to slide this forward, the drain pan, and crack the filter, and while we continue to let this drain. So just like that. Turn you guys there. And let me see. Yep, that's the oil filter. So I think I can reach it from here. I don't have my traditional little oil filter wrench, so I gotta use the claw. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoop this back a little bit more. And just in case you guys can't see, the oil filter is right there. So try to put you guys back in a vantage point so you can see right there. Alright. There you go. I just like to do it like that, just crack it a little bit to where it starts leaking oil, and then just kind of chill out and wait for it to stop draining, and then that way your whole hand doesn't get covered in oil. So, peace of mind for me, and it's been beaten into my head to wear this sort of stuff when I'm dealing with fluids and chemicals. So, which if you look at my older videos before I joined, I never used to wear this stuff, but then you see the horror stories. But like I said, it's just me. But alright, so I'm just going to let this thing do its thing and just drain, because I can see spurts of it coming out in the drain pan. Might be oil trapped up in the head. So yeah, I'm just going to let this thing trickle. I'm going to go wipe my hands up, and then we're going to get everything prepped and ready to go to button her all back up down here on the bottom side. Alright you guys, so this is our new oil filter. Part number is FL500S. This is the box it comes in from Ford. The nice part is you can buy these at Walmart. I do like that they started supplying all the domestic, the big American 3, as I like to call them, the Chevy, it's a Mopar, AC Delco, and Motorcraft. You can pretty much buy any oil filter you need to, and so yeah, my Walmart trips just got a little bit more expensive, not by much, because this filter was only $3, so which is why I still don't understand why people still use the aftermarket really crappy ones, but because Ford says to use this one, so I'm going to use this one. But also in the box, to end the debate here, there's your instructions right there, actually, on what you're supposed to do. Oh, it's upside down. So remove it, fill it with oil, put it on, tighten it 1 3/4 turns, fill it with oil, check your dipstick. So there's your instructions right there, at least from Ford. So that's what I'm going to do, is to follow the instructions. And just like before, I'm running Mobile 1, extended performance, so the gold one, and 5W30, just like what the engine calls for, which, if you look right there, bam. Oh, shit. Damn it. Alright, so we're back now after that fiasco. I can't believe I made that mistake, but hey, at least I checked before. Oh, okay, so I went all the way back down to Walmart because thankfully the one I bought it from is 24 hours. Somebody exchanged it for me, and so they didn't have any more of the extended performance, but they still do at least have the full, advanced full synthetic, so yeah, 520 now, so that's what the engine takes. Oh god, I feel like a dumbass, but whatever. So, and then I also picked up a big ass 5-quart jug of it too. So, but yeah, anyway, like we were going, I'm gonna fill this guy back up, and yeah, wow, hit to my ego, Jesus. But hey, that's why you check, right? So that's why they put it right there, to make sure you put the right oil in. So I'm gonna crack her open. So needless to say, my oil is extremely drained now after a 30-minute trip to Walmart. So yeah. So alright, so that's filled almost to the brim. I'm going to put a splash in here for later use. Actually, I might as well just loop it up now. So, you're going to take this guy, a little bit of oil, and put it all around there. All nice like. Nice and lubricated. And also, just like our practices at work, to prevent contamination of my oil filter, my brand new shiny one, I cover that up with a glove so that I know nothing is going to get inside of there because it's covered up. So that's going to stay covered and soaking up its juices while I put the drain bolt back in and torque it down. So I'm going to look up the torque spec really quick, and then we're going to go ahead and install the drain bolt, clean everything up, and then torque it down. Alright, so as per All Data DIY, as usual, we got our torque spec right there, which is 20 foot-pounds, or 27 newton meters, if you want to go that route. So 20 foot-pounds, that's what we're going to tighten her to. So I'm going to get everything, like I said, everything ready, and by the time I pick it back up, you guys will be back underneath the car. Alright, back underneath the car, we got our drain bolt here. I'm going to inspect the O-ring in here to make sure it's not torn or cracked or anything, which doesn't look like it is. So I'm going to wipe it off and just get it all nice and clean. And to my surprise, there's still just a hair of oil dribbling out of there still, but it's all gone from my book. So I'm going to go ahead and stick her hole in and start threading it in by hand, because it is aluminum. And there you go. So now she's all the way in. Don't even need to use my ratchet. So I've got my torque wrench right here, set to 20 foot-pounds. And here we go. I'm going to move this just underneath the oil filter spot, just in case it still is dribbling. So that way I can get better range of motion here. Now she's gonna snug, and then there you go. And we'll do it 2 more times. Perfect. Alright, she's torqued to 20 foot-pounds. And so now I'm going to run this thing back down to its lowest setting, which is 10 foot-pounds. And there you go. So now we are ready for our oil filter, which I'm going to clean that spot up now. Which, right up in there. So she's looking all pretty and shiny. If I can get my, there we go. Alright, I'm going to grab the oil filter. So here's our oil filter. We're going to take our little condom off here. Just like that. And we still got a nice little coating of oil in here, but I'm going to run it one more time. And there you go. There you go. Now she's all buttoned up with the proper filter. Bingo. So now it is that wonderful magic time to fill it with oil, and I'm gonna leave the drain shield, or not the drain shield, Jesus, the little splash. I'm gonna leave this little shield off for now, until I verify that there's no leaks. And so, because I don't want to hide it if there's no leaks, I won't be able to find it and address it as soon as it happens. So yeah, so we got our oil filter on and snug, and then we torqued our drain bolt to 20 foot-pounds as per the manual. So time to put oil in it. Alright, so now we're underneath the hood here, and so I'm going to go ahead and remove the cap, just like so. Grab our funnel, just like so. And so now I'm going to go ahead and add my arch oil, which I've literally got just enough to do this oil change because I just changed the oil in my truck about an hour ago. And so this is my friendly little friend. Everybody on this channel's seen this stuff. So even though this is not a 6-liter or a 7.3, I still love using this stuff. So added security and peace of mind, if you ask me. For only about another $28 for an oil change for 2. So I'm going to toss what's left of this one single quart 520 in. So, alright, we got oil, that's what I'm concerned with. So, I take our funnel out. And again, I'm just going to inspect the O-ring on this guy here to make sure it's going to seal properly. And also to verify that there's really no pudding in here. Really short trips and cold weather have a tendency to put like pudding in here, which is basically condensed oil vapors. But she sees a mix of driving, so nowhere near the highway miles I used to drive back in California, but still, nonetheless. And just for shits and giggles, let's just see. Oh, it looks so clean in there. Okay. So that's now closed. Our dipstick is in and fully seated. We're done. least with the oil change. I'm gonna be out here for like another 3 hours inspecting stuff. So. But yeah, so that is your that's your oil change on a Lincoln MKS 3.7 two-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. So I'm gonna go through here and just verify that there's nothing in there, which obviously you can see the drain pan still there. So I'm gonna get all my tools and everything else out before I start the vehicle, and then we'll go ahead and start her up and reset the oil life monitor, and we'll do all that. So I'm gonna clean, like I said, I'm gonna clean all this out first, and then we'll start it up. All right. So we're gonna hop in, and basically I'm trying to. The reason why I'm doing this is just to explain to you guys. A, I'm doing it so I can reset my oil life monitor for the most recent startup. B, listening for any weird noises, clanking, all that stuff, not good noises. And also once it's started up, I want to inspect it for leaks. So there goes the fuel pump, and so I don't hear anything, which is good. I'm not getting any low oil readings, which again is good. So I'm going to go through to settings, vehicle, oil life reset. So as you can see, well, maybe not, I still have 70% left, and hold OK to reset. So I'm going to hold OK, and she is now reset to 100%. Alright, so now I'm going to go inspect for leaks. Which, nothing leaking out of the drain bolt and nothing leaking out of the oil filter. So I'm gonna call that good. And yeah, it's purring like a kitten. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the shield back on, and then I mean, it's pretty much the reverse of taking it off. So really easy. But all right. Turn that off, and yeah, so that is how to do an oil change on your Lincoln MKS. And so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it out here. Like I said, I'm gonna put the shield back on underneath, and it's really easy. Just line it up and put those little quick connectors in, and then just verify it's held in. Close the hood and just check one more time for obstacles before you lower it down, and then you'll be good to go. So take care, guys. Thanks.